So we are going to make a booklet. I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial of how to do this booklet, how to set this up. So if you break it down into steps, it's actually pretty straightforward, but I know in the beginning it can be overwhelming. And then, yeah, all right, so let's go create a new document. So you're going to scroll down here, brochure specifications. We're going to just copy all this stuff into a new document. So file, open your InDesign, file, new document. Okay, great. All right, trim size 7.25. So we're going to go from picas, we're going to go to inches. And I just typed this in, so it's going to have the correct dimensions. But if it didn't, you're just going to go ahead and type 7.25 inches by 10 inches. Okay. Facing pages should be checked because we're making a booklet. Margin top left and right is 0.375 inches. So and actually column gutter, we can pop this down to 0.125 because that's the gutter. Woo! Excuse me. All right, margins. Margins top left and right 0.375. Okay, top, inside and outside 0.375. That's correct. Bottom is going to be 0.5. So you can see what we're doing here is we're going to have the bottom's going to be a little bit thicker than the other sides of the page. So we're just creating a structure for ourselves. Bleed and slug, bleed 0.125 on all sides. Great. And if you check this button, see if I were to change this and then lock it, now they're all going to change. But see how it's locked, so they'll all go together. Slug, we don't have to define. And if you forgot anything, it's okay. Oh, 16 pages. So that's the other thing. 16 pages, 16 facing pages. And I have preview on so I can see something's happening there. Yeah, and we can always go back and change this. So we're going to create. Great. And I have the half of my screen, the instructions. All right, so this is 16 pages. You can see it starts on the right-hand side, just the way that a book would. Now for the grid, all right, we're going to do two grids, A and B, built as master pages and contained within the margins. A will be 3-column grid with 6 rows. Okay, gutter 0.125. All right, 3-column, 6 rows. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so if you go here into our master pages, you can see these are the pages that we have, the actual pages, and then our master pages, which I believe some of you have told me are now called parent pages. If you double click in the A master, all right, you can see we have these 2 pages. And if I do Command minus, we'll zoom out. All right, so, and then what we're just going to do is click this create new page, and we'll have a B master. So then we have an A and a B. All right, so let's go. Layout, create guides. So we're going to do this on the master pages so that it applies to our entire document. All right, so what did I say? 3 rows, 6 columns, right? All right. No, 3 columns, 6 rows. Yeah, 3 columns, 6 rows. Yeah. And then we want to make, oh, I've done something wrong. Hold on, cancel. Something's wrong here. Something is wrong here. Hold on, go here. Oh, you know what? For some reason, the margins and columns. Huh. So for some reason, the A master is not showing the, weird. Let's hit cancel. Let's try again. So highlight both these using the shift key. You can click both of these. Layout, create guides. Okay. I want this to go to the margins, but the margins aren't showing. Yeah, margins and columns. So why doesn't it show? Okay, so it seems to be not. So what you can do is you can adjust the layout if you have an overall system that you've built when which is what we just did, setting up the document. You can go in here and have different sets of rules for different situations. So let's say you're making a book and you have a special grid layout you want to do for collages or something. You can create that. Maybe it had some kind of unusual margins for some reason, you know, some kind of asymmetrical situation. I don't know. Anyway, you can choose adjust layout here. Let me see if I hit okay. So I don't know what that was. I think that might have just been a fluke. Anyway, now let's go layout, create guides. So a lot of this is troubleshooting. Okay, so now it should work. All right. Every time, Jen. Every time. All right, the gutter 0.125, 0.125. The gutter is the space between your columns and rows. And make sure here, fit guides to margins. Very important. If you go to pages, you can see you're not going to have a grid situation that's going to work well because these are not going to be the same size because this and this will be the same size, but we won't be able to see the interior. Like when a book opens and closes, you can't really see that space in the middle. So make sure you hit margins, okay? We're gonna do the same thing on our B master, but now we're gonna do 4 column and 6 rows. Okay, 4 columns and 6 rows. Okay. And this is 0.125, 0.125 margin. Okay, so now we have our 2 situations. Great. All right. Right? Yeah. Good. Okay, so next step, that's what we want to put on the master pages in addition to our page numbers, which are also called folios. So if we go into our A master, let's go Command plus, zoom in. Now, page numbers you can put, if you look at any book you have around, a lot of them are in the bottom outer margin, but that doesn't mean you have to put them there. You can put them out here, you can put them in the middle of the page, you can put them on the interior of the page. You could put them really anywhere as long as it worked within your system. So if you wanted to do something really creative, you could. It's going to take more time, but it could be really fun. Sometimes they'll, I should be drawing this for you. If this is the book page and this is the exterior, sometimes the page number will be here, or sometimes it'll be here or here, 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 here. So the only place I wouldn't put it is where it folds. You can put it at the bottom, but you have to be really careful that your binding is, if you have a lot of pages in the book and the binding, you have to make sure that your measurements are correct so that it's not folding in on itself. Let me know if you need clarification on that. But if you look at any heavy book you have, you can take a look at the folios and you'll see. So anyway, we're going to take this T for text box. And this is 0.5, so we have 1/2 inch at the bottom. And I want to do, I'm going to draw a little square. If you click, I clicked this shape button here, rectangle tool, click. I'm going to do 0.25, 0.25, and I'm just going to draw myself a little box. I'm going to make it yellow so that I don't accidentally keep it. All right, hit our selection tool, and then I'm going to actually just align, and I'm going to make sure it's to the spread, and I'm going to hit this button, align bottom edge. So this, and then I'm going to drag a rule down to here. So now I've created a 0.25, 1/4 inch, which is, we have to have 1/4 inch in case the colors bleed off the paper. So you want to be really careful with your edges around the page for any printed document. because ink is going onto paper, and depending on what paper you're choosing, there's various ways that the ink will drop onto the page and if it's going to bleed or not. So you want to be really careful with that. And you can actually see if you zoom in with the Command plus that you want to get this right there. Now I'm going to take my T. I'm going to draw this right here. So I want mine to be, for now, at the bottom right hand corner. I highly suggest that you think about where you want the page number to be, because it can be really creative. All right, then I'm going to go down to maybe like 8 points. And from our chosen fonts, I made a list. Well, actually, yeah, let's do Gotham 8 points. And I'm just going to type my name. Whoop. All right, so I accidentally was clicked in here, so I accidentally changed it and just did Command Z and then Command Shift Z to redo it. So then I'm going to do read, I'm going to put my name, and I'm going to say, now we're going to go into type, insert special character, marker, and then we're going to do current page number. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to put a space here. So now if we click here, let's say we go into our pages. If I click 1, it's going to say read 1, read 3. All right, we're not going to have 2 yet because I didn't do that yet. And you can see how the yellow box is still there. So, all right, so that's basically how we do this. Now let's go back into our A master. Click this. I don't know if I like that, but let's go with it. Do we want it to be italic? No, because we want this to be, let's get rid of this. So we're going to copy. All right, I just clicked Command C. And if we go into our B master, because we want it to also be on our B master, so that any pages that have our 4-column grid right now currently do not have any page definition. So we want to have the same exact template applied to any master pages we have. So double click that page. And I did Command Option Shift V, which if you're on a Windows, I think is something slightly different. And just send me a note if you need help with that, because I can definitely help you with that. All right, so A master, we have B master. So let's go back to our A master. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to scroll all the way over to our left-hand page and zoom in to the bottom corner, Command V. I'm going to put this right here, double click this, and if we go to our, we're going to align left, great. Click this, copy, and then we're going to double click on the B master, Command Option Shift V, read B. So now if we, it's going to say read 8, let's see, read 10, so we're double clicking. So it looks like it went well. I think it's a little dark. So it's, I don't really want the pages to be the focal point of my layout and design. So I'm going to go into, I actually want these to be, actually let's do Command 0, Command minus. All right, I'm just going to go like this. And as you zoom out, you know, it starts to look like a gray box. All right, so I'm going to click. Oh, that's another thing. I want to lock these. I think I want to lock these. Nah, it's fine. It's on the master page. All right, so click this, shift, click this, and I'm going to say T. And I'm actually going to make a new swatch. Whoops. So if you hit this T button, and then you add this plus sign, double click, and we can, I want this to be dark gray. And I'm going to say like, what do you think, 75? Or should we do like 70? Why don't we do 70? Should we do 70? So basically what we're doing is with black and white, it's very high contrast, right? So if we reduce the contrast, we're not going to see the pages as easily. but this can be used within your hierarchy of your visual hierarchy so that your other content is more important. So let's go ahead and zoom in. All right, so now we have a gray little page number there, great. All right, and let's go here, and you can see it's totally different, totally different. I'm wondering if read should be italic, but nah. All right, so click those T, dark gray, great, beautiful, awesome, amazing, 1. All right, so I don't want a page number to be here. However, I do want the grid to be there. Oh, and actually also double click this. I added this line. We're gonna get rid of this. All right, go to page 1. All right, so here's what I do next. When I am creating a book or magazine, for the way that my mind works, I like to have a visual representation on each page to draw myself a little map. You might have a different way, so see what works best for you, but it's always good to start really simple, get a general overview, and then come back around and do the details. Let me stop the video for a second. I'll come right back.